Wow, thank you very much for that. So we have learning from the past and then moving forward. And we have cross-pollination. And we have our profound basis of unity. And one very profound level of interacting with one another, with working for the movement, would be to actually study together. And Carolyn Dorrance, who I would like to introduce, has worked tirelessly and creatively and with love to put this conference together and to work with the board members and to orchestrate what we hope will be something very special and meaningful. Carolyn has been a student of Theosophy for many decades, and we hope that she will be a student for many more decades. And she has worked tirelessly for the movement, mostly here in Santa Barbara, and has worked especially for the magazine Vidya, and she's one of the main people that works on that. And she is, what I can say about her, she's especially creative. And she's also the president of the Institute of World Culture here in Santa Barbara. So if you ever want to see how she rolls, you get on the website for the international IWC.org or something like that, which is a medium for thinking about and talking about theosophical ideas, actually. Not so much under the name of Theosophy, but the ideas are definitely theosophical. So with that, I will introduce Carolyn Dorrance.
Well, first I'd like to, of course, welcome you. It's a relief to be looking at living, breathing, and thinking human beings rather than a computer screen hour after hour. It's not my favorite activity. And I'd like to echo the thanks. I could stand here for 3 hours of the Santa Barbara team, what I call them, who were really, this whole project brought us together, and fundamentally there was a wonderful spirit that they brought to the endeavor. We were meeting on Saturday afternoons. There was creativity, unbounded creativity. There were debates, and there was a lot of skillful technology. So everything you see about the conference, please show your appreciation to them. And they are wearing badges that have a blue stripe and host. And if you want to ask a question, you can simply go up and they'll either answer the question or take you to somebody who can. But I was thinking of making them stand up, but I won't. Now, I've been asked to briefly review the theme and the program. And I think the most important thing is for you to live the program, experience it, rather than me talk about it. As students of Theosophy, we become familiar with various ideas, metaphysical ideas, moral ideals, social ideals, ideals of great cycles, and we learn about spiritual teachers, and in particular H.B. Blavatsky and William Quan Judge, and many, many others. And so we can think that in terms of ideas, and that's what Theosophy is all about. And then we meet somebody who kind of starts asking questions and will say, well, what do Theosophists do? What good do you do? And we've all had that question, and you may have your various ways of answering it, but it doesn't appear that we do anything that is that useful to society at large. And of course, we know that one of the most important influences of Theosophy is to awaken in us our higher powers of thinking and feeling, and to experience spiritual illumination. And we know that that is an incredible resource to live a life with. We may not be masters of meditation, we may not be fully ethical and nonviolent, but we know that Theosophy gives us an experience and a strength that is invaluable. But we also know that we ought to be doing something more, both to create brotherhood and to serve others, and that's a bigger question. But in recent years, we've all been highly influenced and provoked, and maybe to the point of weeping, at the suffering that we see from the media mostly of humanity. And the levels of violence are just so astounding, and they are affecting us very closely. And so we can begin to really be concerned about what is there to be done. And so that's why there was a recognition that we had to take responsibility for thinking about social responsibility, not just in terms of ideas or principles, but in what could guide us as well as inspire us to become more engaged in helping and teaching others. And so that's the theme of the conference, to take a big word and to make a meaning of it that is theosophical in scope. And we know that means not just setting up soup kitchens or handing out bottles of water. And as we watched the European response to the migration crisis, we saw that there were people who made a great sacrifice to go and help those refugees. But that's not the whole story, as we know. What can you really do that at least might wake up another human being so that they can experience a broader vision, a stronger hope, a stronger feeling for each other? And that becomes to use the values and the resources of our inner nature to help and teach others. That's the kind of responsibility that we will be exploring in this particular conference, though we're certainly open to very practical suggestions. So with that in mind, we have created a program, which, as I say, I hope you experience it rather than just look at it. We will have some lectures, keynote address this evening, and a few plenary sessions where there are speakers. And we've speakers from the different traditions as they're being referred to. But we also heard the message from the last membership meeting that people wanted to study together. So we have created, we think, ample opportunity for you to study together. And that's the study circles, and that they, by now, I think you're all familiar with them. If you've signed up for them. If you haven't, see Jerry Lewin. That they will be longer than usual, but they will be more focused on particular topics. Tomorrow morning, we all have study circles on the three fundamentals, and as a foundation of theosophical thought. But then there's a great variety of topics because, let's face it, social responsibility has so many different interpretations. And there are so many facets to human life, and we experience them both personally and through the media. So we wanted to give a variety of avenues for exploration. And so we will have several rounds, you might say, of engaging in study circles, and we've just had a great leadership meeting so that we will be inspired and hopefully engaging, that you will engage yourselves as part of the group in this exchange of ideas. And then we will have some harvesting in which we share what our groups may be focused on. We also have an unusual one innovation that the group hit upon was to, on Sunday morning, hear about people who have actually practiced Theosophy, whether it's Gandhi or Catherine Tingley or the Theosophical Order. It's all in your program. Very short, but an effort to at least alert you to some of the many active Theosophists that have contributed to the spread of theosophical ideas and have helped humanity in some way. We also decided that too much talk and too much focus on head learning was not a good idea. So we have 2 evening programs which we think you'll enjoy. One is on astronomy and theosophical astronomy, and Russ Lewin, who will be giving it, has already wowed Santa Barbara with his presentations on astronomy, so we think you'll really find that enriching. And then on Saturday evening, we're going to have a concert of classical Indian music by two Americans, if you will. They call themselves white guys, who have been thoroughly cross-trained in multicultural music around the globe, but they will focus on North Indian music on Saturday evening. So with that, and then a final harvesting that points to what has inspired you and what has actually given you some clarity of vision of what is the most important about engaging in social responsibility. So we truly hope that you will find much to think about and much to share during your engagement in this program.